Welcome back to the channel. A lot of you guys had asked for this video, and in today's video we're talking about whether or not the new generation WRX and STI is going to come out in 2021 or 2022 or maybe even 2023. So stay tuned in this video if you want to hear more about my insight, what's happening in the news, and whether or not we're going to get a new WRX and STI in 2021. This has been a much requested video after I posted my last video about what was coming in the next generation WRX. And I think that with the current news after that video was released, we're pretty much on target for what I was expecting and what I was hoping. 1.8 liter rumors are gone and everything. But before I sit in this car station here for too long, let's get driving. This is another driving video. I'm sorry, guys. Super cold out. I've got some plans to film some videos. It's finally a little bit warmer out. So I'm going to get outside today and film some videos, but try to escape the sun here. I don't know if that's entirely possible, but we're going to quickly get our backs to the sun at least. So if you haven't already subscribed to the channel and you want to see more WRX content and you want to see me build my 2016 WRX, please subscribe to the channel. I mean, just a subscription changes this channel. I mean, I know I'm talking about one subscription for each of you, but if each of you guys subscribe to my channel, it would really make my dream and, you know, what I hope this channel can be, it'll really make it happen. I mean, that's ultimately it. Like, subscribers, like, a lot of my content is searchable content, but subscribers are really what allows me to get in contact with brands, do things with people and everything, and you know what I mean. And also, guys, before I start this video, I wanted to let you know that I have started a partnership with Graveyard Performance. So I'm super excited to have partnered with Graveyard Performance because they're not sponsoring the channel. What they are doing is allowing me to get you guys parts at a discount, at a deal. Basically, I'm now a part specialist or whatever you want to call it with Graveyard. So basically, I can hook you guys up, hook everybody that is following the channel up with heavily discounted parts and help you guys with your builds, and then I can get stuff for my car and it helps me with my builds, and it's a win-win situation for everybody. This partnership's gonna allow me to build this car a lot faster. And I know a lot of you guys have reached out about, you know, do you know the hookup for parts? Now, drop it in the comment section below, shoot me an email. It should be a really fun experience and journey. I'm excited to embark on what it's like. I've already helped a bunch of people out that at least follow my Instagram. So yeah, let me know. And I'd love to like involve your builds in the channel if you guys want some like PR or you want to show other people what your builds look like. All right, I feel like I've avoided now talking about what the topic of this video is, and let's get into it. So this has been something that's been asked of me a lot. Do I think that the new WRX is going to come out in 2021, 2022, 2023? What's going on? Because a lot of people thought it was coming in 2020. Kind of a bummer. There's been some things going on with Subaru, some relationships with Toyota, some interesting partnerships. It'll be interesting to see where this car goes, what engine it gets. I don't know. You know, I mean, nobody really knows. I'm a firm believer of, I think the WRX is going to get the FA20. And I think the STI and the STI might get the FA24. They might get both. I'm not sure yet. I don't want to ramble too much, but my guess is we haven't heard anything about the 2021. The 2021 models are soon to be coming out with other car companies. We're going to start seeing them hit showrooms. I mean, we're already kind of seeing that. I mean, it's not going to happen next week, but you guys know what I mean. We're not too far away from that. So look, we're not going to get anything in 2021. I know that's a super bummer. It's just not going to happen. And there's a lot of people that are going to be like, no, they could still do it. They're not going to do it. We haven't heard anything. We would hear something. Someone would have leaked something testing. The WRX platform is just too big, and it's too big of a manufacturing effort to not have heard something at this point. The idea that we may or may not get something in 2022 is still up for grabs because 2022 isn't too far away. I haven't heard anything, and that speaks a lot to what's going on because, again, think about it. Like, if we're going to get something in 2022, WRXs already need to start being thought of in production. I mean, if cars are going to roll out in the 2022 model year, Subaru already needs to be perfecting their manufacturing process to make those cars. And people are going to be like, whoa, that's so early. But if you think about it, it really does take that long. From car design, you know, the cars are designed 3 to 4 years before they go out in concept, and then they're perfected as time goes on, and then right up before release, they're obviously released, they're finalized, and then they keep getting worked on as they go through more and more model renditions. That being said, when you're doing a first launch of a car, you need to do the tooling. There's a lot of just effort in manufacturing, sourcing materials, building the car. I mean, these cars are driven for quite a long time and tested before we can buy them. So like, you know, the 2015 WRX is a great example. They probably built that car maybe a year, like that car, they had a driving model like a year before, and they were testing it on roads just to make sure, but a year before they started manufacturing it. So we're talking 18 to 20 months before they started really like putting it out there and understanding, you know, are we going to release this car this year? So if you think about that model and the fact that we haven't seen any cars in their like camo, we've only seen like the concept cars, I think it's unlikely that we're actually going to get one in 2022. And I know that I didn't put 2023 in the video title because I don't think it'll rank. Unfortunately, that's how YouTube works. I think that the next platform is going to come out in 2023, which I think is a huge failure from Subaru. But if you look at the global market right now, coronavirus, you know what I mean? People aren't buying cars right now, and it makes sense. It's actually funny. I've chosen to wait myself. I was going to pull the trigger on an Audi RS3. There's one local. But I said, you know, what if something does happen? In the off chance something does happen, do I want to really have just spent $40,000 on a car? Who knows? Like, I have the ability to work from home. Maybe somebody in my family doesn't. Like, I don't know what's going to happen. So I need to not make any rash financial decisions. And that's kind of like how the global economy is, you know, working right now. People just aren't buying cars. I mean, look at the stock market. Look at, you know, Ford is a great example. Their stock's crashing because nobody's buying Fords right now. So it's just kind of nothing's really winning for us to see a new WRX come out, and it's disappointing. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm super disappointed about it, but I do think between the global economy right now, you know, and the outlook on car sales, people aren't necessarily rushing to sell cars. A great example would be movies, right? With what's happening, people aren't going to the movie theaters as much. There have already been delays in releases where they've delayed the release of movies up to 8 months. I mean, I forget what movie just got delayed, but they just said that they're doing their premiere way later and they're going to put it on theaters way later so that they miss this big kind of like rush of coronavirus, which is a bummer. You know, I'm not trying to be some like pandemic prepper, but I'm just saying that it is affecting what's happening. So, you know, between that, also between WRX sales haven't been doing too well recently. I mean, obviously they're selling their WRXs, but their expensive line of WRXs aren't selling as well as they thought. So between low sales, coronavirus, Chinese manufacturing going down, same goes in Japan, you know, it's just not, everything was on break for a little bit in Asia, and it's still, you know, people cautiously getting back to work, especially, well, I can't speak for Japan as much, but I know in a lot of parts of China, people are just getting back to work and people are being very cautious. And remember, guys, it's March, so if you're watching this later, you know, who knows what's happened? Who knows? So between all that stuff, low sales and everything else, I think they're not rushing to make another WRX, and it's super disappointing. This might just be one of the longest generations in like years. Like, so if it comes out in 2023, we'll have like 8 years. This generation will have spanned 8 years, the longest time that a specific generation of a WRX has been out. So it's cool to have been part of that myself. I've bought 2 WRXs of this generation. This is my second. This is probably my last. I might buy an STI eventually. I really want to buy an STI that's already had a blown engine and rebuild it, but I'm definitely not going to get another WRX. So I'm sorry to disappoint you guys that are waiting for the next generation. I just don't think it's going to come in the next year or two, and I think that there's substantial evidence that says the same. I think, like, if you take a look at a lot of Subaru and WRX news, a lot of people are already speaking about the 2022 and 2023 kind of year dates, release dates. We're going to see a lot as auto shows start looping around and release shows start happening. I just, you know, the fact that we haven't heard anything, we're definitely not getting one in 2021. I was hoping 2020. It's just, you know, it's year after year. I would have bought one. I instead of buying this car, I wanted a 2020 WRX. But the second we get to that period where I was like, they're not releasing it, I bought this one. So what I love about these videos where I talk about the, you know, the future WRXs is I think I provide a lot of insight being in the engineering and manufacturing world. You know, I was in the performance car part world. You know, I've done a lot of work in the kind of engineering, manufacturing car world, and I think I provide an insight. I hope you guys think I provide an insight, but I think one of the coolest things about when I release these videos and I talk about this kind of stuff is the community response, and I think it's super interesting to hear what everybody thinks. So, you know, along lines with every other video, drop in the comments section, you know, what you think. I mean, I do read every comment. I try to respond to every comment. I mean, if you've watched my videos in the past, I respond to as many comments as I can. I get thousands a month, but I try to do my best to respond to them, especially with these videos, because you never know, somebody might have some insight that I don't have, so I want to keep up with that. And you know, it sounds silly, but I look at some of my videos comment section as news myself, because someone will say something and I'll be like, whoa, I didn't know about that, you know, because there are other people out there that spend way more time looking and keeping up with news around cars than I do. I mean, I keep up on a daily basis, but they're like catching things right away, and I get notifications on my phone, and they're like, you know, when the 1.8 liter rumor came out, I'm like, whoa, somebody commented about it, and I was literally eating lunch at work, and I was like, holy crap, and I looked it up on, you know, my phone. It was the coolest experience ever. So I definitely love the community platform that these videos have been having, so keep it up. I'd love to hear what you think. And yeah, guys, you know, with the whole Graveyard Performance partnership kind of like dealio, whatever you want to call it, definitely let me know if you're building a WRX or you need parts or maintenance stuff. A lot of people have been asking for a long time if I know people that can, you know, hook it up. Why I'm not posting video, like why I'm not giving like 15 to 20% off on parts when I install them in my car, why I'm not installing a ton of parts in my car. Parts are expensive. So if you really do want like pretty low cost parts that are brand new, you know, from the factory, from the manufacturers, email me, drop it in the comment section below. I'll make it happen. I'm going to like kind of like at the end of every video that I make now, I'm just going to let people know, because obviously I just want to help you guys. So that being said, I'm doing a lot of things to this car. So let's transition for a second. Updates with this car. I am looking at buying a new car. I'm not looking to sell this car right away. So I hope to like have them for a period together, but this spring, I'm going to build the living crap out of this car because now I have access to lower cost parts. So I'm doing suspension, I'm going to do coils, I'm going to drop the car, obviously. I might do a wide body, that's a maybe. I'm definitely doing a carbon fiber hood. I'm ordering shortly a, like, I think I'm going to do duckbill at first, but I might end up with a carbon fiber trunk, but I'm definitely going to put a duckbill spoiler on it. I really wanted the STI spoiler, but I think I'm going to get roasted in my comment sections on all my videos if I put a WRX STI spoiler on, so that would be a super bummer, but I'm going to put a duckbill on for now. I am going to rip this tint off and go darker tint. I'm putting on a vortex generator either this afternoon or tomorrow, probably tomorrow. I'm going to paint the front lip. Eventually, I'm going to go a splitter. I'm going to do a carbon fiber front lip splitter. You know, you guys know what I'm talking about. And then I'm going to do a bypass valve. That's something that I've really wanted to do for a while. I'm going to put in some charge pipes. I'm going to do some engine dress up, and that's a pretty good start. I've got some other plans, maybe some interior stuff, but that's probably where my goals are for this spring. I haven't released yet, but something happened to my car in the past couple weeks, and it's kind of why I haven't posted so much, and I'm going to finish that video up tonight, filming it, and it'll be out shortly, but I had something happen to my car, and it cost me a bunch of money to fix, so it's kind of a juicy story, so stay tuned for a video on that. And I apologize, this video is super slow. I did want to talk about the year stuff, but there wasn't a lot to say. I mean, there's only the insight that I can give you, and there's, you know, obviously that. But I know that a lot of you guys have been asking about the question, so I thought it was important to make a video, because a lot of people, you know, there are news articles out there, but a lot of people that write news articles about WRXs and stuff don't really know the back end of what happens, so they're just guessing. I mean, the amount of like, and these are great people that write articles. I'm not trying to trash anything, but the amount of like websites that are writing articles about this stuff, and they're like, oh, 2022, 2023, 2027, you know, like, oh, there could be still a 2020. There's not going to be a 2020 WRX lease. There's just like, it's not physically possible. It's not going to happen. The marketing strategy isn't there to do that. So I hope I provided the insight that you guys are looking for. Thank you for watching the video, and I'm sorry that I had to end up stationary because the sun sucks, and I'm literally like waiting to install the vortex generator and finish filming the video about my, I wouldn't say accident, but something happened about what happened when the sun goes down. I mean, daylight savings is great. I get more sun. It would be dark already, but it's so bright. It's so bright, and there's nothing I can do. I should have woken up earlier to do it. I've got a vacation day tomorrow, so that'll be pretty fun. I'm gonna film a little bit then. And at this point, I'm just rambling, guys. So I'm gonna let you run. I hope you enjoyed the video. I got a lot of videos coming. If you want discounted parts, hit me up. I'd be more than happy to hook that up. And let's look out for those WRXs in 2023. That's my guess, 2023.